Okay, don't talk. We'll see when it comes up. And someone check on Facebook and just make sure that it's all right. I think we are live. Let's see when it comes up. It's working. And someone check on Facebook and just make I'm gonna get out of this now. Okay, you guys, we are kicking this off. This is our first time ever doing a Zoom live, so hopefully this is working. Otherwise, we'll do round 2 later. But we're going to kick this off because we don't want to take up too much of your time. We know everyone's busy. So my name is Micah Folsom, and this is our mom panel. So I know lots of coaches or lots of people that are looking into coaching are parents, and they're like, how do I fit this in? How does this work? What does this look like? So I brought on 5 of our rockstar coaches that are just going to share with you how they fit it in, what it's done for them, how it's enhanced their role as a mother, just those types of things. So we're going to kick it off first with Rebecca. So we're turning it over to you, girl.
Hey guys, so I'm Becca Butterfield, and I joined the end of April, and I was just looking for a platform, something to enrich my life as a mom. I felt like I needed something more to, I don't know, just improve my life and the life of my kids. And I'm so grateful that I ran into coaching because
hey guys, so I'm Becca Butterfield.
There are a few things that it's done for me that I wanted to share. So it's helped give me something to like a tool to help my kids. So like my son Jackson, for example, has had a hard time, like negative self-talk, and because of coaching, I've learned through personal development, key things that we can do to help build positivity within ourselves. And so as I've worked with him, every morning he'll say a few positive things about himself. And it's been awesome just to be able to connect the skills I've learned through personal development to enhance my role as a mom. It's hard sometimes to balance your time. It is, no matter what you have on your plate. We're all busy. We all have, lots of responsibilities. I've got 3 kids, 5, 3, and 10 months. And it's important that we show them through the busyness that our lives are important and that their lives are important. So I'm showing them every morning when they see me, working out, that that's important to me, and that I can prioritize my goals and still be there for them. I love that piece, that I can do it from home, and it's not a huge investment. It's on my time, and I can set my day with intention and say, from this time to this time, I'm going to be working on my business. And then after that, the kids and I are going to go have a fun time. And as I've done that, it's not always perfect, and it's still a work in progress, but through personal development, I'm learning how to do it better, how to forgive myself when I maybe don't spend my time as I wanted to, and just keep moving forward, because there's so much more to life if you look for ways to improve yourself. And that's what I've loved. So as we teach our kids that we are a priority, they will learn to prioritize themselves and their goals as well. So that's what I've really loved, that it's not an extra thing. Really, coaching is just supporting us as moms and as individuals to do what we need to do to be our best selves. And that's working out, that's eating better, teaching them how to eat better, working on goals, working on being more patient, and involving them in that process. And they're going to learn from us, and we're going to be the best role model for them in the home. And that's what I love. I'll turn it over to the next person.
Okay, I think I'm on. All right, you guys. So my name's Erin, and I just wanted to kind of talk about kind of 2 things. I started out as a full-time teacher after I had my baby number 3. And that's kind of how I stumbled upon this. And then when I got pregnant with number 4, I had to make a decision to stay home or not. And you guys, I was literally petrified, because I love teaching, and I love the interaction that I get between adults. I call it my adult interaction. So if you ever watch my live videos, I talk about it all the time. And I was petrified of losing that. I'm a super independent person, and so having to depend on someone else, like my husband, for all of our income is something that's really hard for me. And so this platform that I've been able to do and use as a full-time mom now, it helps. Not only I can still be independent, I, bring in my stuff, and the stuff that I bring in is things that I get to go and buy, like new clothes for my kid. I get to do, little things like I can pay for my gas. I can pay for groceries. I can do those things that makes me feel good about me, and not having to, slave all day and put my kids in daycare. And I just talked about the other day on one of my posts about how I was freaked out of having daycare because of just mom issues and self-esteem issues and things like that. And I can still be independent, and I make time for me. So every single day, people ask, I actually had this question the other day, because someone was struggling through something, and I said, the one thing that I do is I make myself a priority. That's how I run through my whole day. I've learned through personal development on how to, sorry guys, on how to make myself a priority by waking up early, which I'm not an early person at all. I'd much rather sleep in. But I say my affirmations, and I visualize, and I work out, and then my kids wake up and they see me working out, and they see me loving myself and loving my body and making it for me. And I used to have so many issues. I come from an eating disorder background where I didn't love who I was, and my kids get to watch me eat healthy and fuel my body and do these things, and they get to, and they enjoy it, they love it. And so there's so many different aspects about this opportunity. I just got spit up on about this opportunity that makes it more than just being a mom. And I get to hang out with some really cool people all over the country. And when I do like live workouts with my team, and I get to interact with other moms and people who are in completely different time zones. It's just really cool that I can be more than a mom, work on myself, and still get to be present for all of my 4 children. And you know what I mean? It's just, I don't know. It's something that I never would have been able to do. And I can't imagine leaving. I would never be able to imagine leaving this kid. Live videos, gotta love it. But anyways, I'll stop now before it gets a little crazy. But I'm just so blessed that I have been able to grow as a person and still be on this journey and help other moms, do this and find time for them, because once you fill your cup, you can fill other cups. And I've been able to make myself, the struggles that I go through, I'm still able to work out and do all of these things because of Beachbody. Okay, I think Jess, you're on next. I'm gonna mute myself.
Oh, okay. So I want to talk about fitting it in with everything, because we're all busy. And have you ever heard the quote, if you want to get something done, give it to a busy person? Because that's kind of my life. I have been coaching for a couple of years. I started out when I was working full-time. I own a photography business where I shoot 3 to 4 times a week, and all of the editing that comes with that. I also have a consulting company that I consult with a law firm. So that's 3 jobs that I do. Plus I have 3 kids, 9, 6, and 1, almost 1. You guys, he's almost 1. My daughter dances competitively. My son plays baseball in a competition team. So we are going all the time. We have to find a way to do it all. But I am the kind of person, my cup is filled when I feel like I'm helping other people. That's what I love to do. That's what fills my cup. And this gives me a way to
take care of myself, but fill my own cup by helping other people do the same. And then when I'm going out and I'm doing pictures, I've chosen to spend my time doing the things that I love. And I learned through personal development how to ditch the mom guilt and delegate the things that I don't love, because we can all be super moms. We can all do it all. But the super moms that look like they're doing it all have help. So I don't like to clean the bathrooms. I don't like to do the laundry. I don't like to clean my house. So with my coaching income, I have someone help me do that part. That gives me more time to spend on doing the things that I love that fill my bucket. And then all of a sudden I have all this extra time, not extra really, but I can fit everything in. I know I've heard a lot of moms that are like, well, I want to be present with my kids and I don't want to just be on my phone all the time. And with this business, when I'm checking in with challengers and I'm talking to people and I'm building people up and I'm getting to know people, that's not much different than when you're telling your kid to get down because you're doing the dishes. You know, you can fit all of this stuff in by just learning how to do what fills your cup. And suddenly when you have your cup filled, you can give so much more. And that's what coaching has taught me. I would never do personal development if it wasn't for this, because I feel like it's my business, so I have to do it. And honestly, I'm one of those people that if I don't have to do it, it doesn't get done. And if I don't have to make myself a priority because I'm an example to other people and it's my job, guess who comes last? Every single time. So that's really, to me, what this business has done the most for me, is it's helped me learn how to make me a priority and to balance my time, because there's no perfect balance, but you can do it. You can be at baseball and check in with people and still be at your kid's baseball game, or you can, instead of doing the dishes while your cleaning lady's doing it, you can be playing with your kids because you have that extra income from your coaching business. So many blessings from this business. I don't want to talk too long. I think, Giselle, you're after me. Yeah, I'll pass it off.
Okay. My kids are fighting upstairs, so please bear with me. My name is Giselle Robinson. I'm a wife and a mom of 2 cute babies that love to fight with each other. And I have been a Beachbody coach for 9 months. So I got started last November. I saw a friend on Instagram that got incredible results from these at-home workouts, and so I wanted in. And I immediately fell in love with Shakeology, the workouts, the accountability, the community. It was just awesome. I shared my results at the end of 21 days. I was just super proud of myself and just very shocked with what I was able to do in 21 days. And shared it on my social media, and people started to ask me what I was doing and wanted to know more. So that's when I decided to become a Beachbody coach. I started my first challenge group in January, and my husband just started to notice that I was just really loving coaching. And at the time I was working part-time, 10 to 15 hours a week. So not very much, but enough to bring in a little bit of extra income. Like Erin, I've worked since I was 14 years old. But since my daughter was born, I've been a stay-at-home mom, but I always had that little extra income here and there. And he noticed how much I was loving coaching, and he just brought it up one day. He's like, why don't you quit your job? And I was like, are you crazy? And it didn't take much long after he mentioned that I started to realize, like, hey, I could stay home. And so it wasn't long after that I asked them to take me off the schedule. So that was really cool. So I'm going to talk about 4 things that coaching has brought into my life. One of them, was leaving my part-time job. But what it has brought into my life is that I've always been like a stop and go with my health and fitness. And ever since I started coaching, I've been very consistent. I haven't been perfect, but very consistent. So it helps me focus on my own journey so I can inspire others. Another thing is comfort zone. I earned my free ticket to Summit, and if you don't know what Summit is, it's just a Beachbody convention. It was a super incredible experience. And I've never even rode an airplane
And so that was something out of my comfort zone. Leaving the state without my family was out of my comfort zone, but it was so good for me. Freedom. This summer, I had the best summer ever. I didn't have a job to go to. I didn't miss out on one lake day. I didn't have to be at work and get a picture from, my husband or somebody else saying like, oh, your kids are having fun without you, because, that kind of breaks my heart. And last but not least, I've mentioned my family several times. They are my number one top priority. Like, I am a family girl through and through, and just the availability of being here for them, just that itself is what Beachbody coaching has provided for me. Here's one of them downstairs now. But for example, my little guy woke up with a fever yesterday, and I didn't have to call in sick anywhere, or not for me, but having to stay home with him, or have to leave him at a sitter and worry about him all day. So anyway, that is what Beachbody coaching has brought to me, and I will pass the torch to Alyssa.
Awesome. Okay, can you guys hear me? All right, cool. So I'm gonna just talk with you guys just for a few minutes about one of the coolest parts of this whole community is like the vulnerability aspect of coaching and what we are expected to show up for every day. So these ladies mentioned a lot about the different aspects, especially being a mom, of like how we fit it in, how it helps us to show up as our best self and prioritize ourselves. But I mean, when I started coaching, I wasn't a mom yet. So I just had my son 6 months ago. So I started coaching a year and a half ago, and my mindset was, when I do have kids, I want to be in the best shape of my life prior to pregnancy. But then I also need to have this routine established. So when I do have him, we do start a family, I have something like that my body craves getting back into, because I struggled for so long with consistency and showing up for myself. So when I became a part of this community, it was, getting, the first trimester of pregnancy, like if you've been there before, like, that it sucks most of the time. It's pretty awful. So to have these people that you can like plug into every day and kind of go through these things with, and then go through pregnancy and be able to, show up and share on social media, even like some things that are taboo, like that shouldn't be taboo, but everybody's so afraid to talk about, nobody wants to talk about certain things that you go through during pregnancy. So if nobody talks about it and you're going through it, you kind of feel like you're alone, right? But when you're surrounded by this community and these people that love you and support you and encourage you to be your best self and dig deep and share that vulnerable stuff, all of a sudden you can relate to so many more people. And then when you're going through that postpartum journey, self-image is probably a big issue for a lot of us. I know it was for me. My first baby, my body obviously was and is not the same, but having this group of women and men too that encourage you to still take care of yourself, even in the newborn haze, like carve out a time for yourself every day, get your PD in, and when you can, get back into your workouts, not just because it's your job. That obviously helps, because it's part of our jobs to show up and take care of ourselves and show other people that you can, make time for you. You're not just a mom, like Erin said. And even though our lives are crazy, like Jess mentioned, we've got to take care of ourselves, because then we show up as our best selves for our family, for our kids, for our husbands, and whatever. So I think being surrounded, this is something like over the last 6 months I've realized, has really impacted me a lot, is the vulnerability. When you step up and talk about the things that people are too afraid to talk about, it really creates a deeper connection, instead of just, we're selling a product of Shakeology or Beachbody on Demand. Like, this is a community. This is a family of people that you can lean into and help you through those bad days, because they are going to happen. This isn't like everything sunshine and rainbows all the time, but you have that constant community, especially if you are a stay-at-home mom. Like I stay at home with a 6-month-old now. If I didn't have coaching, I would probably go crazy not having that adult interaction, like Erin said, or, you know, I would probably be bored, to be totally honest. But just that vulnerability aspect has been so key for me. Like sharing a picture of stretch marks. You know, there is no reason to be ashamed of stretch marks. Most of us have them at this point. So, you know, being surrounded by the people that really care about you and love you, and you feel like you've known them forever, so that you can talk about these things and things that you're struggling with. Then you post a picture on Facebook and people are like, oh my gosh, thank you for sharing that. But you're like, I don't know why it's such a taboo topic. Everybody goes through this stuff, but nobody wants to talk about it. But anyways, it's just incredibly empowering to constantly be plugged into somebody, you know, this community where you can reach out to somebody and, you know, whether it's self-image or figuring out how to balance everything or struggling with postpartum depression, like you're not alone in anything, because network is so huge that you can reach out to a handful of people and there's a good chance that you're not alone in what you're experiencing or have gone through. So I think for me, that's probably been the biggest part is, you know, I am a homebody and I love being home. If I don't have to leave the house, then I probably won't. So just having this, this group of people like have that deeper connection. It's not surface level by any means, but just having these people to connect with really goes a long way. So that's really the biggest part for me. But yeah, if you guys have any questions or anything, I don't know if Micah, you want to wrap it up or how you want to go about that?
I'll wrap it up. First of all, thank you so much for sharing, ladies. I know lots of the women that are going to be watching this will be able to relate. And so it was really good insight to hear from all of you. We're not going to like answer questions on each of these calls because we don't want to make them like 1,000,000 hours long. So if you have questions, post them in the comments and all the coaches will roll back around and answer them and chit chat back and forth that way. The next call will be at 11:30 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. And that will be how to fit it in while you're working full time and what that looks like and different stories from our coaches. So thanks for jumping on this one. And thank you ladies for sharing. You guys are awesome. Love you guys.
Bye.
Yeah.